Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news oil prices are on the move up today. Firstly, Wall Street is broadly lower today. Both those rising oil prices and rising political risk in the US are shifting investors to a risk-off mood. And that is despite the Chicago Fed's National Activity Index being unchanged in August and holding at levels that indicate solid growth in the American economy. And that was backed up by the Texas Regional Survey, although many of those surveyed are fearful of what the trade war will do to them. The Texas survey dipped when a rise was expected. In China, and before the latest heavy US tariffs kicked in, a major regular survey indicates that manufacturers are under increasing stress. An explosion in corporate borrowing that isn't being captured by official government statistics is the key indicator. And a further escalation of the trade war between Washington and Beijing to include sanctions on financial products or transactions could trigger a financial crisis in China, Chinese researchers warned in a report. The report itself has been withdrawn from direct access due to its sensitive nature. ECB boss Mario Draghi said overnight that the bank would push ahead with its plans to phase out its QE program as wages and inflation pick up across the Eurozone. His remarks pushed the euro higher against the US dollar. In fact, more analysts are concluding that the euro could be a big winner in the US-China trade clash. In Argentina, President Macri is pushing ahead with an austerity approach and says he wants the country to never again default. He says he has broad support for his plan to rid themselves of budget deficits. If he can pull it off, he'll also win substantial IMF backing. In Australia, one second-tier bank boss is saying that house prices will retreat over the next 2 years. And Westpac is reported to have sent a one-page letter to all its risky property investors, giving them 1 month to find another lender amid growing concerns about the impact of rising rates, falling values and oversupply. You can do that when almost all your lending is on variable rate terms. US Treasury 10-year yield is up 1 basis point today and now at 3.08%, and their 2-10 curve is just under 27 basis points. The Aussie government 10-year is at 2.71%, up 1 basis point. The Chinese government 10-year is at 3.71%, but that's unchanged because they're public holiday today, while the New Zealand government 10-year is at 2.69%, and that's down 1 basis point. Gold was also unchanged at $1,199 an ounce in New York. And the US oil prices are up sharply today and now over $72 a barrel in the US, which is more than a $1 jump on the day. But they're up much more internationally, with the Brent benchmark leaping over $2 a barrel to $81 and a 4-year high. American sanctions on Iran are causing the shift. Separately, there's been a major new discovery of gas reserves in the North Sea. And the Kiwi dollar is slightly softer today at 66.5 US cents. On the cross rates were also a little softer at 91.6 Aussie cents and 56.5 euro cents. That puts the TWI at 70.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.